Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another podcast. My first one of this week. Well, not my second one actually. I did one Sunday. This is of Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack. These two I'll eventually do the Japanese version because this only has the dub version. But I'm doing the Japanese version of this. This is about an hour and 45 minutes. So, is this the Japanese version? Hold on, I got to make sure it is. The Toho Company, yep. Still making Godzilla movies to this day. Let me see if this is the Japanese version. Yeah, here we go, yeah. In the 1954, Godzilla, yeah. I saw this one a long time ago because I never heard of it. I first saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel back in the 2000s. They were giving some of the Godzilla movies I missed from the late 90s, early 2000s. New York City, that was the Godzilla remake from 98. American Experiment claim, but our guys here have some doubts. Of course they do. It's a Japanese franchise. Dismissed. Yeah, they bow. It's Japan. I want to do Asian movies that don't have Brits in it. So no Shang-Chi yet. And no Eternals, never. I'm not gonna do Eternals or Crazy Rich Asians, because again, I'm not stupid. Hollywood thinks I'm an idiot. No, I know the difference. I can hear the difference between this and some Binto. He's trying not to be passive as an Asian. Deep Sea Suba Satsuma. Yeah, serious guy. These movies are just classics, man. Most of them are. This one's considered the best of the Millennium series. It's really good. I just don't understand why Godzilla has white eyes. He has white eyes in this. Doesn't blink or nothing. All the other movies, he at least has visible eyes. Here, he doesn't. Sci-fi film fan. Hey, John. Since this is a Godzilla film, it'll take all day over the 2014 movie. Yeah, because it's shorter. It's not 2 hours long and waiting an hour to see the monster. There's some CG here that doesn't hold up a little bit. There it is. The title in the first 4 minutes, not an hour. The score is really awesome, by the way. Bam, bam. Could take this one out. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. This movie's pretty epic, and it doesn't need to be 2.5 hours to prove that. Marvel and and Christopher Nolan. You're an idiot. No, it's not a kaiju. Cola, cola, cola. And this guy has an anime. These people have anime voices. You know, they talk fast. Hey, yes, I hear you. I don't know why they yell half the dialogue. I don't talk fast and I don't yell unless I'm angry or I'm on a roller coaster. This is better than the 2014 movie because what the Garrett Edwards doesn't understand is that pacing needs to be even. If it's too slow, you're going to bore people to death. If it's too fast, you're going to rush through the movie. You have to find a balance and stick with it. That's why King of the Monsters worked better. Well, it didn't make as much. It was in a better. It at least had more monsters in it. And then Godzilla versus Kong pretty much solidified this franchise. Yeah, I thought he said Gamera. No, it's Canberra. There's an old guy. Yeah, he looks like the actor from Super Sentai Zhu Ranger that played not Zordon, just the old man that's in some of the episodes of that. He's cute. You saw the fade white like in Star Wars. Who's that? Asian Evil Knievel? I do have a tendency to yell sometimes, and not in the thing. Even with expressions of feelings, I have to, but I don't do it all the time. Yes, I know. I saw it. An earthquake? No, monsters. There's like four monsters in this movie. You got Baragon, Ghidorah, Mothra, and Godzilla. Yet no Rodan. I guess they wanted to save him for Final Wars. That's Baragon. I did the MonsterVerse. I'm just missing one because I don't have the DVD for Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire, and I can't see it this month. There's a bunch of Brits in that. And I have to wait. I could wait till May, or I could do it in March. That's when it came out. Eh? This was Baragon's first appearance since the '60s, because the last time we saw him was in a cameo in Destroy All Monsters. That's a good shot. Mount Miyoko. I know you don't have that, Josh. I do. I said what I'm gonna do because I set it up and then I see it. Olay. Kong's. You mean Kong Skull Island, not Kong 2017. It's got a title because they have to. He couldn't call it King Kong because he's not king yet. A drill. Because we're worked in Kong Skull Island and this movie, the pacing is a lot better than the remakes, or the 2014 movie where it's just slow. Show. I said to see Kamen Rider because there's a lot of Kamen Rider, a lot of Ultraman, and Super Sentai. I'm seeing that because I don't want to see any British stuff. Not this month. The year just started. We're 6 days in, and I've been mostly having a good year so far. Not perfect, but better than last year. No, it's not good here. Hmm. Do as you're told, yeah. There's too many of them. I'm like, that's why I had to see that Kamen Rider, crossover movie. I had no idea what was going on because I didn't see the shows. They were made in Japan, and I didn't see them until I'm recently going to see them in throughout the winter and the spring because there's so many of them. You have Ryuki, and the original, and you have Kuga, and you have there's a lot of them. There's so many of them because Japan they pump out these shows, tokusatsu shows and movies like clockwork. There's Ghidorah, there's Baragon, and there's Mothra. They're guardian monsters in this mostly. Kagushima, vandalism, stupid young people. Even the dog knows what they're doing is wrong. We're vandalizing a store. Yeah, I know what that is. You don't have to translate that. Breaking and entering is wrong. You don't do that. You don't break it to somebody's house or a store to get what you want. Pay for it. I did. I got a comic today, but I'm going to show it in my next update. I don't like the dogs. A poor dog. The dog didn't do anything to them. Dump it overboard. Yeah. Nope. You get yours now. Just like in the original. Yeah, I'm just gonna stand it. It's a baby Mothra. She's a larva first, and then she becomes big moth. She's the first monster you see 14 minutes in, just like in Godzilla King of the Monsters. I think Mothra is the first one you see. And then later you see Ghidorah and Rodan and of course Godzilla sleeping. This is why I'm not doing a lot of franchises in January. While this is a franchise, I don't have to do all of them this month because there's too many of them, guys. There's over 30. And I've only done about a third of them. It's not funny. This movie's not a comedy. It's taken dead seriously. They don't play it for laughs. Even in the dub version, it's not played for laughs. It's like -1, which I heard is not funny. It's dead serious. Too much sake. With me doing live streams, there's certain things people want to stream for movies. See, even with franchises that I have or I don't have. I don't have all the Godzilla movies. I could stream them though. I want to see -1 so I could review that. Takeda. Is he your boyfriend? So that I have a Loch Ness monster that's not in the movie, or a Plesiosaurus, because there's only 4 monsters in this movie, not 12. Final Wars, I'll eventually do that, but I'm not going to do it this month. I said 1 movie per franchise because I did Wonder Woman already, 1 and done. Not going to do another one until probably March because it's Women's Month. I could do another one, and I did. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I did Top Gun Maverick. I'm not doing the first one until later. 1 and done. You're so cute. Huh? This looks like the actor from Super Sentai Ranger. It has the same face. I don't know if it's him older or because again, I recognize some actors from Japan, but Akira Takarada is not in this one, or Akihiro Arata because he passed away. The fin of a huge creature. Me, sorry about that. I made an error. Skashi. 1 per franchise because last month I did 3 Swan Princess movies, guys. 3. And I did 4 Jaws films last year. So that's more than enough. 1 movie at a time. No more no more trilogies or quadrilogies for a while. I need to do 1 at a time. Man, that water looks so clean. I know. I bet Tevye watches this or those animes in Japanese, and it fascinates him. It does for me because I want to hear the original language. I'm not going to see a Miyazaki movie dubbed with British actors voicing them. It doesn't make any sense. You're taking his work and you're making it. You're not even Americanizing it. You're just changing it. It doesn't make any sense. It makes 0 sense. It's like if the Mario cast in Mario Galaxy were voiced by Brits. I'm like, no, there's only one, and that's Anna Taylor-Joy's part. British, but she doesn't sound like someone from Bridgerton or something. I don't need this label. Webmasters, yeah, because Japan, everything comes from there. expires in Twitter. Yep, Ghidorah lies sleeping. Yeah, this is the only movie that Ghidorah is not a villain. Three guardian monsters. Eight-headed dragon. He's only three heads. That's a cool set. 10,000 years. Wow, I wouldn't sleep that long. I can't even sleep for a year. One per franchise, because if I do too many, I'll be here all winter doing the same movies. I don't want to do the same movies. I want to do podcasts for different movies or one-off films that are not sequels or franchises, like some of Amanda Pete's movies. Moganote, Bonin Islands. Ping pong, like Marty Supreme. You don't need a full collection, Josh. You just need a camera and a movie to stream. There's dozens of movies to stream. No, you wouldn't. No, not my picture from the original film, by the way. That was a photograph from the 1954 classic. I did that one already, so I don't have to do that one again. This is just like in the original when he attacks that small village in Odo Island, and the house is completely destroyed by a storm and by him. There's the foot. Commercials don't bother me, Josh, because I put an ad block and I don't have to worry about ads on Tubi. Tamashi. Hmm. Japan is his home. Defense Army Information Control. You already said that, Josh. I know. You don't need a laptop or a thing to do anything. You don't need both. Hmm. American Indians, yeah, Native Americans. No one calls them Indians anymore. I have all the devices I need to see it. A smart TV, a phone, the Switch. Yeah, Josh, I have a lot of devices that I earned. Trust me. I had to buy this laptop myself just so I could do this because I don't want spam. My phone's been getting a lot of spam and I have to block them. Is this trying to hang himself? Yeah, this movie's pretty dark. It's not a kid's movie. It's not that violent, but it has some dark themes in it. You're an idiot. Trying to commit suicide. That's never the answer in in any country. I'd rather go out like a man than go out like a fool. A cave. They're trapped in ice. They do these faces that just crack me up. Even in the serious movie, there's just some of the reactions are very cartoonish from some of the characters, and they cut away. She's a reporter, like April O'Neil. Helicopter, Bonnet Islands, Pacific Ocean. We're 29 minutes in. Battle cruiser Aizu. I don't even like reading subtitles, but in this, I can make an exception because it's not that long, and I'm used to it, guys. I watch a Japanese monster movie almost every year for you guys. I hope you're or some kind of tokusatsu show or um uh like a sci-fi movie. It's just a sci-fi movie, not a monster movie, because they're interesting. I still haven't seen Demon Hunter. I mean, Demon Slayer, because the last movie was pretty long. Infinity Castle. You know how long that movie was, Josh? 2 hours and 36 minutes. It's an anime. You would think it would be under 2 hours, but for some reason they just dragged that out, man. 2 hours and 36 minutes. That's a lot of time. That's almost as long as a Marvel movie. I'm like, why is it so long? You saw The Boy and the Heron, Josh. I told you it's a beautiful movie, but it's not 2.5 hours. I think Miyazaki's longest animated movie, I think, is Princess Mononoke. It's about 2 hours and like 16 minutes or something like that. It's pretty long. Suffered all over Asia. You got that right. Especially during the pandemic. This was before the pandemic. Like a decade and a half before the pandemic. I got to see Godzilla 2000 in the theater, but it was dubbed because, again, back then they didn't know how to market Japanese movies for a non-Japanese audience. Now they do, because people went to see -1, and they went to see Shin Godzilla, and they went to see some other films as well. And those terrible Netflix Godzilla movies that I heard were bad because it's animated. Why would you make it animated? How could I forget? I saw the original in the theater when they re-released it in 2014. I was like, wow, I'm watching the original film on the big screen. A nightmare, huh? There's the roar. That's not in the original though. That roar in the original film and Godzilla Rage Again, and they're bad. Yeah, because I reviewed them. Subtitles don't bother me, especially when this is my year. Well, it's my year too, Josh. They're telling us things that we already know if you've seen the original. Nagano Weather Station. The Japanese are way more advanced than we are, Josh. They probably have computers now that can walk. They could have the technology to do anything. They really do. They're smart. They go to school a lot. Noodles. I don't read subtitles all the time, though. If it's not Asian, I usually don't read them because I'm like, guys, I don't want to be bored. I don't want to watch a 4-hour drama that's in Hindi or in Spanish or Russian or something like that. It's not my thing. Foreign movies are usually not my thing unless they got giant monsters or martial arts or something like that. Something that interests me. Much ever since the pandemic, I'm like, it's not Japan, Josh, it's China. And I haven't done a Chinese movie for months. So give me credit for that. I'm not doing one until Chinese New Year, which is in February. I might do Rush Hour or something, but I'm not doing all three at once. No, I can't because the Jackie Chan's cool, but Chris Tucker just gets on my nerves, especially in those sequels. Oh my God, he's a cartoon. Whew, yeah. I know, I saw it. Put it on your website. Here it comes. Mount Fuji. Those are real sets. Baragon. That's not him. That's Baragon. Baragon. That's not Gojira. And by the way, Baragon's first appearance is in a movie called Frankenstein Conquers the World. Josh, you probably never even heard of it. I do because I check out these. When I was a kid, I used to search these movies on the internet all the time, and I was like, there were more Godzilla movies after 1985. I was shocked to see how many they made. They should have put Baragon in the title. But again, he's the first monster you see. Then you saw Mothra, and then you see Godzilla's foot. Ghidorah doesn't come until the second half of the film. Also, the girl in the Baragon suit, it's a female. I saw the making of this movie, and they showed the girl going ah, and it's a girl in there in this Baragon suit. A red monster. It's not Godzilla. He's not red. He was only red in one of them when his body was melting. Yaozu Harbor Shizuoka. Some of these names are hard to say, so if I pronounce it wrong, I'm sorry. I'm not Japanese. 1,000 movies is a lot more than that. Tokusatsu is not a subgenre. It's a whole genre of films that are completely different. It's basically, if James Cameron worked in Japan, forget it. He would have an orgasm. He'd be like, oh my God, look at all these effects. Oh, yeah. Him and Michael Bay would just be like wet. And there he is. A far off shot of his stomach. I don't like the white eyes, though. It's just weird. Yeah, we know who that is. 38 minutes in. Not an hour, Gareth Edwards. 38 minutes. Oh, that roar is so iconic. I'm slowly walking in the water. Yep. About. That's right. Take that, tower. He bumped into a bunch of boxes with fish, like in the remake. There's a reason that this genre is started in 1954. Yeah, thanks to not Peter Jackson, Willis O'Brien's, effects for the original Kong. That was like the first monster movie ever made, a giant monster movie. Because before that, you had Lost World, but that was a silent picture in the 20s. Yep, that girl's got a busted leg. He's like a living natural disaster. Yep. Psych. I hit you with my rubber tail. Shimizu. Evacuate the shop immediately. Get out of here. Nope. Just get your eggs and leave, lady. Yeah, I'm just going to sit there and take it. Yes, he can hear you. Yep, here comes the breath. Yep, they killed him off screen, so this movie didn't get an R rating. Yeah, because it's not a kids' movie. What happens to these people is not really targeted for kids. This is not rated, but basically this would be a PG-13. You saw the nuke? That mushroom cloud? Yeah. We're 43 minutes in. Look at how clear the roads are. That suit looks pretty good. It's the eyes. They never did this look again for Godzilla in any more films after this. Godzilla against Mechagodzilla or Tokyo SOS or Final Wars. He always has eyes that can blink. I didn't see all those Power Ranger shows since like 2020 for nothing. I saw so many of them since the original. I saw the original Alien Rangers, Zeo, the Dino Charge, Dino Fury, Beast Morphers, Lightspeed Rescue. I saw a lot of them, Josh. It's an investment. Watching stuff is an investment. If you can't invest, then you can't watch it. I invest. Owaku Valley Hakone. But I can't see like 30 Godzilla movies in 1 month. It's way too much. You saw a sky ride. Paragon. That guy looks like Jackie Chan. Why are you taking pictures of it? Run. Take a picture and then we'll run. Why don't you just leave? They are exhausting because Ultra Q, I had to watch like 8 episodes a day and it was a lot. It was way too much. It should have been like maybe 15 episodes, not 20 something. It was way too much. God, that's so awesome. I was bred on Asian culture since I was a kid. It started with Nintendo all the way to now with the Switch and everything else. I'll never get tired of that roar. Plus, it's not all CG. The monsters are going to fight. Yeah, that's what we were here to see. It's called Giant Monsters All Out Attack. Ooh! That's funny. There's some fun, unintentionally funny moments. It gets exhausting. That's why I'm doing one movie at a time, not a whole franchise in 1 month. Not going to happen this year. I got to spread it out. With Jumanji, I did the first one, and then I let a few years pass, and then I did Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle and Next Level. So I didn't want to rush. Yeah, Baragon was digging underground. No. Yep, he bit his arm. Some franchises are just too long. There's too many of them. Like the horror genre, there's like 180,000 franchises in that genre. It's like, get off of me. No, Baragon. Oh man, what a crash! At least we didn't have to wait an hour for this. I don't want to watch. That's why there's a lot of them. So the superheroes and fantasy, erotic thrillers. Yeah, erotic thrillers made a comeback. I mean, The Housemaid was a hit, Josh. It's not a flop. Sydney Sweeney's only hit. Hey, at least she had a hit at the end of the year, just like Hee Kwan. He finally had a monster hit that's going to keep him active for a while. Because Zootopia 2 made over $1 billion. That guarantees him more work. And another sequel. And also Avatar also made $1 billion, but it struggled because again, it's not as short as this. If it was an hour and 40 minutes, people would have been like, thank the freaking gods above that it's not 3 hours. Cameron, you're not telling an epic story with 3 hours. You don't need that. You only need about half that running time. Ask any filmmaker, was Stanley Kubrick's all of his movies 3 hours? No. Or Scorsese's early stuff like Mean Streets is under 2 hours. That's a movie I want to do this month, probably at the end. Yeah, take that, Baragon. Yep, that helicopter is toast. Yep, the feed is They're dead. Yes, I know. Thank you. There's no. They died instantly. Because I don't think an erotic thriller has been a hit since like 50 Shades of Grey. But no, with Housemaids, it's not 50 Shades of Grey. I know. Feig doesn't do films like that. Even his comedies like The Heat and Bridesmaids don't have any BDSM. You don't need it. It's not necessary. That's something to, if you're into that, you do that in the privacy of your own home. Don't put it on the big screen. Nobody wants to see that. In Tomcats, it's just two scenes and they're not long. And plus, it's a womanizer getting what he deserves because, you know, he thought he could just grab a girl and just have his way with her out of nowhere. I'm like, well, she invited you in. You could have said no. Here we go, blasting it with his breath again. Yep. Blue breath. As a box office failure, it's not her fault that she's in too much. They put her in like 4 films last year. Sadie, Caleb, and Millie Alcock are next to get a big box office draw. Yeah, it is. Yep, Yuri is down for the count. Yep, Baragon is toast. He's on fire. Look at that explosion, man. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Godzilla is king of all the kaijus. I wish movies were shorter because too many movies nowadays are just too long. They don't know when to end. They don't know when to put an intermission when the movie's 3 hours. You know, intermissions need to be done again because after like Avatar and Wicked and Mission Impossible 8, yeah, these movies need to be either shorter or you put an intermission in there so people can rest because it hurts too much. Strangers had let her down. Yeah, of course, Strangers let her down. It's not good. No one wanted prequels, Josh. But maybe she could get her own housemaid. She will. Oh, definitely. With that beautiful rump of hers, yeah. Digital Q. Now, if I do a movie with the same actor, that's fine as long as it's not a sequel. Because Amanda Peet, I'm going to do a film with her. But if I do 2 films with her, it doesn't count if it's not like whole 9 yards or whole 10 yards. There's Mothra's egg, her cocoon. It looks like a white peanut. No one's ever seen this. Well, not in this continuity because I saw her cocoon in the first Mothra and in Godzilla versus Mothra. Yokai. This guy takes his role so seriously. You haven't pursued something with her in 4 years, Josh? She's one of my favorite actresses of all time, Josh. I'm gonna do a podcast for one of her films on Sunday because it's her birthday, and you know how I feel about her. She makes me feel so alive every time I see her in anything, even when she plays a villain. I'm like, no, just you're one of the most attractive things I've ever seen in my life. I saw her before. I think I saw her like no after Heather Stevens, but she is still going. You know. Yes, this is very over the top. She has a bandage on her head and she's not resting at home. I always acknowledge Amanda Peet. It's not her fault that she just stuck to doing television shows because her husband is David Benioff and he did Game of Thrones. So she's going to be living off residuals for that for the rest of her life because as long as they don't divorce, because he's, one of the creators of that show. And even though it ended terribly, the show still has a devoted fan base. People that dress up as characters from Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon. That's why Millie left. She didn't want to be typecast as the Dragon Lady or whatever she was in House of the Dragon. We're almost an hour in. Good, because if the movie was 2 hours, it'd be too long. Final Wars is 2 hours because it has a lot more monsters and a lot of crazy things. It's the K-pop demon hunters of the franchise because there's so much happening in it. So much. Where there's like every 5 minutes something is happening. But for someone who has ADHD, it's the perfect cure. It subdues me. Movies that have a lot going on usually kept my attention because you can't bore me to death. Kazoo? This movie's so good, man. Is it my favorite? No. Mainly because there's a little bit of a pacing issue in the beginning. But once the monsters show up, it kicks into high gear, man. So yeah, Ultraman does this. That roar is so iconic. Oh, I love this movie. So iconic, man. That breath is so awesome. This is a Godzilla that kills on impact. He doesn't even wait. He says, "You're gonna die. You're gonna bother me. You're gonna die." Millie left so that she can have a career because half of the people in Game of Thrones, Josh, they took it in the anus. Except for Jason Momoa and Peter Dinklage, half of them just crashed and burned. Look at Emilia Clarke. I was in Game of Thrones, and then I did Solo, and then I did Secret Invasion, and then I did Terminator. Yeah, you failed. Okay, I'm only watching. Hear me out before you spread all these rumors. There's Ghidorah, by the way. Almost an hour into the movie, by the way, one of his heads. I want to watch the show Ponies because Haley Lou Richardson's in it, and I love her. And I will watch her in nearly anything. She could be knitting a needle for 30 minutes, and I'll be like, yeah, I love looking at you. You know how I feel about her. Mothra's waking up. There's only 45 minutes of the movie left. No fairies in this one. This is the only movie where Mothra's by herself. She's not. There's no fairies or the cosmos like in the later films in this movie. It's just her by herself. Mothra's so beautiful, man. These monsters are so iconic, man. No, you didn't get rid of him. I'm not sure. Hey, we know she's going to be great. Amelia's the one I'm worried about. 6 years absence, you can't blame her. Haley Lu had to do like independent movies because again, the pandemic affected everybody, Josh. She couldn't do after 5 feet apart, she wanted to take a break. I don't blame her. She's young. If I meet her at Comic-Con, I'm gonna tell her how adorable she is. That's just how I feel, man. I feel something, I'm gonna let the girl know. Head on. Excuse me. I have to take an allergy medication later. Yes, I know. She's telling us things we already know. Like these guys in the helicopter died. Yes, I know. I saw them die. That's what some of the thing about the dialogue is like no freaking kidding. I know what happens. I can see. It's more so my fault because I missed out on some stuff. I'm not missing out on anything. It's a new year. We're only 6 days in. Arrest her. Mm-hmm. The Mothra's cocoon is hatched. That's a beautiful Mothra right there. Look at those wings and those glowing eyes. Those aren't the fairies, but they look like them, don't they? Yeah. It's a nice nod to the original Mothra and Godzilla versus Mothra. One of my favorites in the franchise. I said it. It's the best of the series, of the original series, because it's just so epic. It's got so much atmosphere. That music and the effects and the tone and the look of it is just fantastic Toho stuff right there. And the song. There's Ghidorah. I know who that is. He only has 3 heads, not 8. 8 would be too expensive. It's like a monster convention. Get it? Yeah, Monster Con. If Rodan was in this, it would have been like not a remake, but a retelling of the of Ghidorah the Monster. But Ghidorah comes so late in this movie, it's like an extended cameo. Farfetch? No. Naya would be a great lead. She's so gorgeous. Yokohama defense line. Patrol Fleet Headquarters. Yokohama Garrison Command Post. Remember that showed off all gas appliances? Yeah. This film has a budget. The calm before the storm. Plus, his final battle is at night. It's not in the daytime. It's at night. The fight with Baragon is in the daytime. This one's at night. There he is. This was made in 2026. It would have put way too much focus on the human characters. They do in this one, but there's a lot of monster action in this movie. It doesn't skip out on the monster action, especially the second half of the movie. It kicks into high gear. Final Wars, though, is way crazier than this freaking movie, man. Because that one, I was like, wow, this movie is so nuts, man. It really is a movie that was on acid. It was like everything is happening. It is the K-pop demon hunter of the franchise. That's one hell of a bug, a moth. Moths actually eat clothing, not people. Butterflies are the most beautiful because, let's see, Mothra is my second favorite monster, then Jet Jaguar. Oh, cool. What's up, Spidey? You looking forward to Spider-Man Brand New Day in July? I know you are. I bet that's going to be like one of your favorite movies of 2026. I mean, what's the complaint about? We have a movie year this year that we have a Spider-Man movie coming out, a Supergirl movie, a Mario movie, a Dune movie possibly, and other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's a lot. That's definitely enough for me. And re-releases like Ninja Turtles, Secret of the Ooze. Oh, it scratched you right in the head. It's like, how dare you scratch me? Um, uh-oh, time for the glow. They're not teasing him. They're going to show him. They got to show at least his costume or his headphones or his black mask, something. They have to show something, gosh. No more teasing. You've done 3 movies where they've teased it. They have to show something now. Because a lot of time has passed since Homecoming. It's been almost 10 years. Yes, I know who that is. That should have killed her. But again, she's the main character of the movie. She's the main human character, female character. Good stuff, man. Yep, you're toast. Miles is going to show up or something. That building is toast. And this came out after 9/11, by the way, around that time. So buildings get destroyed and Japan doesn't apologize for it because they're just sets. They're not real buildings. Behind you. Yuri could barely walk and she still wants to film. Ghidorah. Here we go. 2-on-1. I don't. This Ghidorah doesn't fly until near the end of the film. Yep, bite the arm. Ghidorah's wings are kind of small in this movie. Yep, shocking. Zzz. Ghidorah never had arms. I don't know why they didn't give him arms. I guess because it's a Chinese dragon, and I get, but those have arms usually, like in like Sisu in what was it, the last Ryan the Last Dragon had arms. Anna Kendrick would be cat maybe. Darth Lim is here. They warned her. Oh, things are about to get real. You can feel the vibrations of Godzilla's walking this. I got your head now. Let's see how you like it. Oh, there's blood. There's some blood in the movie. Watch it. Burn. Mothra takes the hit for Ghidorah. All units fire. Yeah. This is way better than Godzilla's Revenge. Of course it is. There's no stock footage in this movie. There's pictures from the original, but there's no stock footage. You don't need it. It slows a movie down, especially some of the Gamera films. After the original, they relied too heavy on stock footage, and it ruined half the series. We don't need to see footage we've seen already, especially Gamera Super Monster. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrendous. Because half of it should have been a short film, not a feature film with like an hour of stock footage. Because every monster fight in that is stock footage. At least Toho doesn't make that excuse anymore. They use their own footage. Yep, blow up that missile launcher. You don't stand a chance against Godzilla in this movie. They do eventually blow him up, but he still lives. 80%, 90% destroyed. There's more destruction in this movie than any Avatar movie, that's for sure. Because they don't even destroy buildings; they destroy trees and water and flames and things like that. They use elements, and that's about it. There's no buildings in those movies. There really aren't. We're an hour and 16 minutes in. Mothra's wings are on fire and she's still flying. Damn. It's like you can't kill me. I'll just come back in another egg. Surprise. Gotcha. All the Avatar movies are bored out of my mind. Yeah. I can't sit through I didn't sit through the sequels. It's just the first one was boring. See, her essence goes all over the place. Don't worry, she'll be back many times. Look, the Warner Brothers logo. Hey. Of course, they're going to be sold by Netflix, but whatever. Not worried. It's not like they're going to shut down all the productions. No. DC will continue. Now we got glowing Ghidorah, CG Ghidorah with his wings spread out like this. That's pretty awesome. It's an awesome image. That's the Ghidorah I know. Flying, because he can fly. With the glow from The Last Dragon. Nope. He's protected by a shield. Damn it didn't work. Wait. Yep, he's got a vulnerable spot. This whole fight is at night, and I can see it. It's like in the MonsterVerse, they were afraid to show the monsters fighting at night. I'm like, that's what people want to see, Gareth Edwards. They want to see the monsters. Even the Mutos, they're not the best monsters, but people at least were interested when they were fighting Godzilla at the end. This franchise is going to live forever, man. Because there'll be a new generation of fans that watch this 5 or 10 years from now. The Satsuma. And there's no annoying characters in this, like in some of the Godzilla movies. An hour and 20 minutes. Why? Because the father has to make the sacrifice for the greater good. Yeah, because when the city's being attacked, your job can wait. There are other jobs. She looks like Karen Fukuhara. It's 1:44 in the afternoon. It's a nice shot of the bridge. I really like the score in this movie. Yosh, right. The movie's almost over. She's cute too. No, not the glass windows. That wasn't smart to stand near a glass window. A giant glass window. That bridge went down. Yep, a man had to save her, of course, because she's not Supergirl. She's cute. Yeah, Yuri is cute. Uh, Yep, the vulnerable spots. Right near it, like right below his neck. Yep, right in the spot. Nope, it hit Ghidorah. You got the submersible. The amulet. Again, here comes Ghidorah. Blowing a bubble to soften the blow so they don't drown. I got your tail. Yuri's out cold. Again. Time for the glow again. Has a lot of action. It's very satisfying. At least the monsters fight are not like in Solo where you can't see what's going on exactly, or even in the 2014 movie they try to cut away from the monster action. Why would you do that? That's what people came to see, not a bunch of people talking. You could see Oppenheimer for that. Yep, electricity. That's teasing. You don't tease. You shouldn't tease your audience. Ah, this franchise is so legendary. It's, yep, he blew up. King Ghidorah's toast again. Like again. Ghidorah always usually gets defeated. Mhm. Baragon, Mothra, and Ghidorah. It's not over yet. He's going inside his mouth. Yep, he ate him. There, I ate it. Garrett Edwards' excuse for putting way too much talking is that he thought stretching out these scenes would make a movie longer and more epic. No, you didn't need to do that. And then cut away when the monsters show up. They like Elizabeth Olsen's watching the monsters, and then they close the doors so you can't see the fight. I'm like, he's such a tease. He's a hack of a director. That's why he should never touch a franchise again, Godzilla or Jurassic World. Atoza? This movie learned from movies like Bumblebee, where they kept it under 2 hours and it worked. It didn't have to be overly long, like some of the Michael Bay Transformers movies that are over 2 hours long and don't need to be that long. That's why people got tired of them. They're just too long and don't need to be that long. The first G.I. Joe movie wasn't over 2 hours long. Yep, he drilled right through his body. Nope, it doesn't kill him. Yep, it shot right through his body. Can't do it. Hmm. Yeah, he disappeared, but he has a part of his body that's still around. Made it. Oh, you emotional young girl. It's not a downbeat ending either, which is nice. Because Rogue One bummed me out when that was over. Emotions are running high. It's still not as epic as the emotional Superman. Tachibana. Her co-workers are thrilled. They win all the awards. Hey, Godzilla did win an Oscar for -1 for the effects. Isayama died a long time ago after the first Godzilla attack. Yeah, he was 75 years old. Smoking is not good, dude. The city is destroyed, but mostly, but they can rebuild. That's a cool shot of him walking with smoke behind him. It's like the end. It's not as emotional as Top Gun Maverick. That makes me cry because again, I get the American spirit in that movie. I'm not Japanese, so I don't know, but I get the feeling. I get emotion. This movie's so epic, and it's under 2 hours, which is great. But is it over? No. This would not be the last Godzilla movie. Toho just hit a gold mine with this. It's one of the best in the franchise. It's in a lot of people's top 10. Yep, they have to go down and show that he's still living. He's like Jason. He'll never. Jason Voorhees. He'll never die. He just keeps coming back. Yep. His beating heart. His heart's still beating. And that was Godzilla. That was awesome. Very entertaining movie. Godzilla, Mothra and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack. It lives up to that name, and it's got that awesome Godzilla theme at the very end. That's why this franchise is over 70 years old, Josh. I'll hope to live as long as this franchise has. What a legendary franchise, man. It's still going strong. Next year, we got Godzilla and Kong. Supernova with Caitlin Deaver. Oh, I can't wait for that next year, man. It's gonna be epic. It's like the Superman thing. You have to have that. I could stop it here. I don't want to hear the whole theme because the end credits are 5 minutes long. So, but just if you've never seen this movie, see it at least once because it's worth your time. But that was my podcast on Godzilla, GMK. I'll just call it. And next time, I don't know if I'm going to do one tomorrow. I'll probably do one Thursday of an American movie. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, see you next time, guys.